3D printing, or additive manufacturing, is a process whereby an object is printed from the ground up, layer by layer. To 3D print an object, first you need a 3D computer design of the object. There are many different programs which can achieve these models. Once the model is constructed, it will be converted to a format where it is composed of a series of slices. These slices tell the printer where and what to print. So 3D printing has a range of different applications. It can be used in the construction industry, it can be used in aerospace, it can even be used in the health industry. What we're seeing here today is food 3D printing. So exactly the same as the other 3D printing processes, but instead we're using food as the printing medium. So you can use a range of different foods. You can use things like cheese, you can use chocolate, and today we're using mashed potato. So it works the same as all of the other processes, just printing things up line by line by line. There are many different applications for food 3D printing. You've got the creation of textured food for the elderly who might need to eat softer food but still really want that texture. You've got education of food for school children, so getting to increase the amount of vegetables they eat. You've even got things like the printing of alternative meats. So this is a big thing that we're looking at the moment, where we're making meat alternatives with plant bases, and often you can create these using food 3D printing. One of the biggest advantages of food 3D printing is that eventually people will be able to print customized food in their own homes. You're not going to need the skill to create these foods, and they can be customized for your nutritional needs. So there are some issues with the food 3D printing process. First of all, we are slightly limited with the materials we can print with. So we can print with mashed potato, we can print with cheese, we can print with chocolate, but if we want to print with meat or if we want to print with vegetables, there are additives we need to add. This is so it can be extruded from the nozzle correctly and will set when the print is done. Another issue is speed. So food 3D printing is faster than standard 3D printing because the resolution isn't as high. Even with this lower resolution though, food 3D printing is not a fast process. This potato castle we're printing at the moment takes about half an hour to print. This causes issues if you want to integrate this process with other unit operations such as baking and packaging. Obviously this is going to create bottlenecks in your manufacturing process. The last issue is food safety. Although this is a food safe printer, not all food printers have been designed with food safety in mind. So food 3D printing is actually currently used in the food industry. It's used for things like customizable icing on cakes, and it's also used in the catering industry to provide novel foods. So there are actually restaurants that have menus that are entirely comprised of food that is 3D printed. So here we can see our castles finished printing. So this took about half an hour. But food 3D printing is a rapidly expanding industry. Advances in additive manufacturing, or standard 3D printing, are increasing the printing process all the time. Also, new materials are being able to be printed, so we're starting to be able to print with meat, starting to be able to print with vegetables, and we're getting closer to that concept of 3D printing in the home. Also, new applications for 3D printing are being found all the time. So examples of this are long space voyages. Currently 3D printing, and particularly the 3D printing of food, is being considered as one of the essential things for long voyages.